Hello everyone, I'm Hilary Chin. Thank you all so much for coming and watching my YouTube channel. Today I want to show you how to transform data in Power BI. Power BI is one of the best tools that you can use to visualize your data and also engage with customers, clients, and also it helps managers and executives in big organizations to be able to make insightful decisions and informed decisions concerning their businesses. Those of you who are information managers, those of you who want to become data scientists and data analysts, this is a very big opportunity for you to start learning some of these tools. And I've talked a lot with some of my colleagues. They are really looking forward to learn this tool. That is why I take my time to go step by step to ensure that you can better understand the tool. I just hope that I do my best to bring out this information to you. But today I'll just be showing you how to bring in data from Excel into Power BI and how to transform it. Okay, just using some simple techniques which is common each time you want to engage with data from Power BI, and also to teach you that before we load in data into our reporting tools in terms of visualization, there's a whole lot of work that has been done at the background. And also I'll be bringing part 2 of this video, but for today I just want to go really briefly to show you how to start transforming data using Power BI. Let's go in there. Let's see how this works.
Okay, so transforming your data in Power BI is very crucial. It's a moment where you clean your data and set it up for visualization. But today we are not going to go right up to visualization. Today we are just going to be seeing how we can clean our data, how we can transform our data. Sorry. So of course, before we transform data, you need to come here and check and see how your data looks like. And today we are going to be interacting or integrating Excel and Power BI. These are all Microsoft products. Okay. So right here, we are going to be going through this data to see how it looks like. So right here, we have category, we have subcategory, we have sales, we have quantity, we have profits. So this is just a fictional data. It's not a real data. Of course, when you go to other companies, you are going to be seeing, or bigger companies, you are going to be seeing a larger data set and a real-time data set. Okay. So we just want to transform this data in Power BI, and we'll be showing you some techniques, different techniques, how to transform your data while you are in Power BI. Okay, right here I've named this sheet Tableau and I've saved it on my desktop. So this is a sheet right here. So I want 3 options here. I can go directly here which says Excel workbook. I can also go here. You see the Excel icon is already printed out there. I can also go to get data here. This option, when I click get data, it brings me a whole lot of option here and where I can bring data in. You see now you have text and CSV file, you have web and all this. I think I did this in other videos showing you how to bring data in all of these other means. Okay, but today I want to go through Excel, so I'm going to click Excel here. I could click on the other options, but I've chosen to click Excel because I have to take my file from Excel. So when I click Tableau, which is safe on my desktop, I'll just come here and click open. And when I click open, of course, it takes some time to load. Power BI has a way of processing data, making sure that it is well selected. The columns and rows are well selected and brought into Power BI. So right now we are heading towards the Power Query in Power BI, which is the same Power Query in Excel. Those of you who have used Power Query in Excel, is the same thing, is the same tool. All of them are Microsoft products. They just integrated that here. So right here you see that it shows that this is my Excel workbook here, this small file that we have here. So in this workbook I have different sheets. Okay, so I'm going to be clicking. Let's check this sheet that says Tableau, and then each time you check a sheet, it shows different, it previews what is in the sheet here. Okay, remember we looked at it previously and we saw category, subcategory, sales, quantity and profit. And of course this is okay. This is what we want to bring into our Power BI. And down here we have 3 options. We have load the data. If we load this data, it takes us directly to the Power BI desktop interface where we can start visualizing and doing our reporting. Okay, but of course we don't want to do that. Okay, if you press cancel here, it cancels everything and you start all over again. But today we want to do transform the data, so we just come here and we click transform data. And when you click your transform data again, Power BI still has a way of processing it. Right now is determining automatic transformations, is loading it into the Power Query. And amazingly, when it loads it in the Power Query, you see that another page opens here in front of the Power BI desktop interface. You see that this is another different interface that opens up here. Let me make this bigger. You see now it's now bigger. Remember it was smaller, and this is the other Power BI space behind. So right here we are in the Power Query, and I just want to show you something. If I come here and just hover around my Power BI icon here, you see that right here. You see that right here. It has the Power BI desktop and it has the Power BI query right here. You see now. So we are on the Power BI query. So when we finish from here, we are going to load it in this other space. You see now. So let's go back to our Power BI query. So right here, it's a very good practice that each time you come here, always make sure you check your data type. Data type here simply means that whether it is text, whether it is in decimal, whether it is in numbers. For instance, here we have ABC here, shows that this is text because it's furniture, technology, it's names of everything here is in alphabetical structure. It means we are using letters, okay? Here again we have ABC, you see that is name of machines, you see that these are texts, okay? And then here now it has sales, so it has 1.2. It means that here is dealing with money, so the data type here is decimal, okay? So it has 1.2. Here now you have 1, 2, 3. The data type here is numbers because we are dealing with quantity, okay? And here again profit is still decimal. Let me show you something. If I come in any of the columns and I right click and I come here to change type, you see that this one is in decimal, and you see that you have whole number, you have fixed decimal numbers, percentage, etc, etc, etc. If I come here, for instance, like to this text here, and I right click and I come to change data type, and I come here and I instead choose number, whole number, you see that it's going to show error. It's going to show error here. It's going to show error because this data type, number data type, cannot go with text. You see here now. And of course, these changes that I've made, I can undo this simply by just coming here, because each time you make changes right here, they appear under here, okay? It shows that you have made changes. So it shows that we have just changed the data type here, so I can just cancel this. And it takes me back previously to where I was. But there's an error here. It's showing me number and text. So I need to correct this. So I need to right click, and then I go to change type, and I emphasize here that it is text, okay? And I click. So it's that 1, 2, 3 has disappeared. So now we have ABC. While we are here again, you see that this one also has changed. So I'll just come here and I click, it's text. I'll come to change data type and I come to text. You see now it says ABC. This one has ABC and 1, 2, 3 is wrong. I'll go here now and I choose decimal number and I click. It takes me that to 1.2, you see. So I come. So this is a good practice. Always make sure that you have the right data type. It's very, very important. That one is quantity. I'll just go to whole numbers. So it gives me 1, 2, 3. So it's the same thing when you are dealing with SQL, Python, those other data analysis languages. It's very important to know what you are dealing with, whether you are dealing with a text or a string, or whether you are dealing with a float point, or whether you are dealing with whole number. Okay, so this is decimal number because it's 1 point. Okay, you can say if you are dealing with profit, which is money, you can say 2.2 francs, 3.5 francs. Okay, but here you cannot say in quantity, you cannot say 1.5 table, okay, or 1.2 tables. It cannot go that way, okay, because this is not money we are talking about. So right here we have just seen that. Also, I want us to come to view here. When you come up here, these different spaces here, these are all ribbons and also your tabs that you still have them in Excel and other platforms. But today I want us to go to this view here. When we come to view here, we have a whole lot of amazing things here. The first thing I want us to check out here is the column distribution. If I click this column distribution here, see what happens. You see, automatically you have these small graphs here. They give you the uniqueness of this data. What do I mean? All this data you see here in the first column here, it shows that you have 3 items here under the category, which is technology, office supply, and furniture. Okay, these are the 3 unique values that are spread all over this column. So here now, once you click the column distribution up here, it gives you the 3 unique values. Are you seeing it here now? And if I come here and I hover around, it gives me this option here. This thing is called pulpit. Pulpit means when you go hover around a space and you see this other box opens up, okay, showing you detailing what is in that particular column, okay. and here it shows that these are the unique values here. Okay, so this is a good practice also that you can practice each time you have your data in Power BI query. Okay, if I go here and I remove this distribution and I go down to column profile and I click, you see that when I click to column profile here, okay, and I come and select this particular column, it still gives me the same uniqueness. It tells me that office supply appears this 560 times, which is 56% here. You see here, and it tells me that furniture appears just 222 times. So you start seeing the visualizations from here. You start getting and understanding what's going on right from the start of your Power BI query. Okay, it's very important. Okay, here now you can start doing analysis and understanding the insight of this data. So it tells us that office supply has more, furniture second, and then technology third. Okay, and then if I go to this other column and I choose, you see that automatically it still gives me the column profile of that particular column. So it gives me the unique value. It says these are chairs, binders, storage, art, phones, etc., etc. Okay, if I come now to the sale itself, so it shows me something else as well. Okay, but this is going to be useful for both the category and the subcategories. So from here you can start making a lot of amazing analysis. And then here it says error 0%, empty 0%. It shows that we don't have any empty spaces there. Distinct values are 17, like I said. Okay, distinct values simply mean unique values. Okay, let's say you have 4 boys and 4 girls. Okay, the unique values between the girls and the boys is just girls and boys, but we have 4 boys and we have 4 girls. The unique value is girl and a boy. Okay, that is what we mean by uniqueness. Okay, so right here it says okay, now when we look at the column profile, we can just uncheck that, and then we come to monospace and we click on monospace up here. Now when we click on monospace, you see that it changes the text texture of our data. We uncheck that, and then we come now to show white space. Okay, we uncheck that, and then we come now to column quality. This is very, very important. Column quality here tells you what is happening in each column. So here it says valid 100%. It means this column is good. Error 0%, empty spaces 0%. Just by choosing this column quality, it tells you what is happening with that column. Okay, right from down. This allows you to start cleaning your data and modeling your data in such a way that before you import it in to the Power BI desktop, you have already fixed a lot of things and you have already put it in check. Because there's something with data. When you work with data, the quality of the data matters. Okay, when the data is not well cleaned and well checked, when you start doing analysis, you get to a point you see that you are missing some figures. Either maybe there were some empty spaces, etc., etc. So as you can see here, it says error 0%, empty spaces 0%. So all these columns are valid. Okay, and I'll just uncheck that. And again, there's another way that we can transform. We can go back to add column here, to this option that says add column, or we go back to home. But before we go there, I just want us to look at something here amazing. Okay, now right here I can just click on this column and I right click on my mouse. Now when I right click, it says remove others. Are you seeing now? Remove. If I want to remove, I can remove this particular column. I have removed that column. Okay, the subcategory column, I have removed it, is no longer there. Okay, so if you're working with many columns and you want to remove it that way, you can still use that strategy. But if you want to bring that column back, you can come beside here. So these are all the changes that we made. Remember, we made some change, we promoted some headers, we changed data type, and then now we have removed columns. So if I click delete this remove columns, it brings the column back. So that's another way to undo what you did. Okay, if I come again to this column and I right click and I say remove other columns. Okay, other columns. Remember, we remove one of that column alone. Now I want to remove other column and keep that column that we have selected. I can come here and I choose this column. You see, I have choose this and remove other columns. So we have just one column here. Many times you can be working with different tables that you want to create relationship, which I'll be teaching that also as well. And in one of the tables, you just want to use one column. You can go there and delete all the other columns and then use that one column and create relationship and then engage with your data visualization. Like we said, I can just come here and undo what I did, and it brings all these other columns back to me. Okay, and right here again, there's another thing I want to show you. If I come here to this column here, category, and I right click, once I right click, it says duplicate column. Okay, and I click, it turns the column into two. Are you seeing now? So I have category and I have category and category here. This is category here, our original column, and this is the copy. So it shows that this is a copy of this other column here. Okay, many times you might want to duplicate two columns because maybe you want to use them for a particular purpose. Okay, you just do this. I can come back here and delete this and it goes back to normal. Okay, and then again I can still come here and I right click this and it says add column from examples. This is very powerful. I want you to take note of this. Now I can come here and I click. See what happens. See what happens. Right here you see that I click on category and then it says duplicate column. I can double click here and I change the name. I can put others, I can put category A, category B, sorry, I can just put category B. Are you seeing now? And I can come here now. See what happened. If I start writing furniture, you see that, sorry, it start giving me furniture. Okay, and I write R and then I click OK. Are you seeing now? See what happens now. Because I started writing this furniture, what happened is that this data here, because I want to remove some items from here and put on this other table here, on this other column here, I start indicating that from this first item I want to start with the first three letters. Are you seeing now? And then you really start giving me example. So now Power BI is asking me, is this data okay like this? Are you seeing now? Is it okay like this? So it's asking me. So if I want it like this, I'll click OK. Many times we use this when you are dealing with different countries, and maybe you have the country's name and their regions, okay, and you want to separate the country from regions. I think that's a good example. You just come here now and you choose the countries and you put the regions away and you just click OK. It will automatically just select the countries and then you name in now countries and name the other part regions. Okay, I think that's a good example. I'll just cancel this. I'll just cancel this and we'll move forward. Right up here again, while we are on home here, I can come here and say remove columns and I click remove columns and I click. This is another way of removing column. I selected that column, I've just removed it. I can go now and just undo what I did. If I come here, I say choose column. Remember, I'm on home. Choose columns. S. I can click. This option is very, very powerful. I love this option. Many times when you work with data, you are going to be working with too many columns. By the grace of God, I analyze data for really big supermarket and companies and organizations. Sometimes they give me data that has over 50 columns. Okay, so now what I do is, and the insight that they want from that data just requires me to work with 10 of those columns. But those 10 columns are within the 50 columns. Okay, and I need to search those particular columns that pertains to the objective that they want to see or the insight that they want to see in the data. So what I do is I'll just come here and I choose my columns and all the 50 will appear here. You see, it's easy. And then I go back now to my plan, my work plan, and I look at the columns that I have chosen to work with, and I simply come and undo those that I don't want to work with. Are you seeing now? Let's say we want to be left just with sales and category, and then we click OK. You see, now we have just sales and category. This option is extremely important because it helps you to quickly search for your columns and start working with those columns. Okay, you don't have time again to be scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Okay, and then if I go to this choose and I say go to column, I can go to instead of choosing column, I can just say go to column. Okay, and then here now maybe these columns are down here, many of them, but I know the name. I can just say sales. Are you seeing? Once I choose, it comes here and I click. Once I click and I click OK, it takes me to the column. It doesn't delete, but it just takes me to the column. Okay, maybe I'm looking for a certain column and I really want to be quick about it. Okay, and management has told me, hey Hilary, we are looking for this column, want to check a particular item to see how our products are doing, or etc. Or want to check a particular customer and reach out to that customer, maybe the contact and all that. You just come here and just say profit, for instance. Are you seeing now? Let's say the column was really down here, there were many columns. You just go here, once you click OK, it takes you directly to that column, profit. Okay, that's the use of that item. And then also here again, there are some things, remove rows. We can remove top rows, we can remove bottom rows, we can remove alternative rows. Now these are rows here, okay? These are my rows here. These are all my rows, okay? So if I say remove top rows, are you see now? Specify how many rows to remove from top. Are you see now? If I say I want to remove this first 1, 2, 3, 4, and I say 4, and I click OK, you see that we will start from office supply here, and I click OK. You see that we have removed that first 4 rows. Okay, I think I should do that again so you see it well. If I come to remove rows, okay, and the first row here we have furniture, technology, so 5 rows here. The first 5 rows here is for furniture and technology. So if you remove this 5 first row, you start with supply, office supply. If I say remove top rows and I say first 5 rows, and I click OK, you see that what I'll have, remove top rows, good. You see that what I'll have here is office supplies. Okay, but amazingly it starts back with 1. Okay, it doesn't start from number 6, it starts back with 1 because I've removed the first 5 rows. Okay, I can come back again and I just add. Many times when you're working with data, sometimes there are rows that you don't need them, you don't need to go again, try to delete, you just need to remove. After analyzing them, you can bring them back. That's the amazing thing of what is happening here. Even when you apply steps around these apply steps here, you can do a changes after analyzing it, after visualizing, you come back and you undo it and then use that data for another purpose. Okay, and I can still come here again and I click remove bottom rows. Okay, and it will happen the same. Okay, if I come here and I click any amount of rows I want to remove, it still goes and remove from the bottom. And then here again, you can say remove alternative rows, and I click. Now when I say remove alternative rows, first row to remove, specify the pattern of rows to remove alternative rows. So you say first row, okay, you say 2, number of rows to remove, first row to remove 2, number of rows to remove, you put 2, and the number of rows to keep, you put 3, and you click OK. So you just go by that order. Okay, it goes by that order. So I just want to show you how this works and how you can manipulate and really play around with your data, especially using Power Query in Power BI. This is very, very powerful. And then also keep rows here. Yeah, keep top. You see, it still tell you specify how many rows to keep. So if I come here and I say I want to keep just 2 rows, for instance, I click OK. See what happened. You see now, it takes every other row out and just keep 2 rows. Okay, take note of this. So this is very, very powerful, and it's just the same. Keep rows, keep bottom rows. Okay, how many rows do I want to keep bottom? Keep range of rows. If I come and click range of rows, it says first row, okay, 2, number of rows 5, and you see now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it says go to the first row and keep 5 of those rows. Okay, so that is it. So I just wanted to show you this. This is how we can manipulate our data and do a lot of transformation. There's a whole lot that we are still going to be doing moving forward, but for today I just wanted to show you how you can manipulate in simple ways and engage with your data, especially when you are dealing with Power BI.
Thank you so much, guys. Please do remember to give this video a thumb up if this was helpful to you, and also please share as wide as you can. And I'm also encouraging my brothers from the US, those from UK, those within Africa, please, this is the next the future of technology. No matter how AI comes in, data analysis and data analysis is going to always need some skillful personnel like you out there who are watching right now to be able to engage data, especially across Africa. Many of our supermarkets, many of our shops, many of our government systems are still not conversant with such a tool, and that is why I'm bringing this information out there. Please do remember to also check by the end of this video. There are other videos there for Excel, and also make sure you check on our playlist. You have tons and tons of videos that we started publishing since last year 2023, which I think that is going to help you to build your skill. The data analysis field, it's really challenging because you need time to really take time to pay attention and learn some of the tools, especially through YouTube like this. Thank you all so much, and please remember to subscribe and share as wide as you can. Thank you all so much, and stay blessed.